show you some more creative ways that you can use these indicators. On this chart, I've got the trend in reversal and also the XXX. This is the price action from London Open this morning on Wednesday. This is an NQ 1 minute chart. On this chart, I've got my input series as the Williams on both the trend in reversal and the XXX. On this chart, I've got the stochastics as the input series for both of the indicators. They look very similar, but there is a few differences. See, the background paints a little bit differently. And right here we get a triple MA cross signal versus here we get a MACD crossover signal, and then we get a triple MA cross on the next candle. Over here we got the MACD cross right there. On this chart, the Williams chart, we get it one candle earlier. Right here we've got a MACD cross. On this chart we get it one candle later. So I was just playing around with a couple of different input series. I've used the Williams as an input series in a lot of my videos in the past. Still one of my favorites. I'll show you all of the settings in a little bit here, but what I've got going on here, I've got the MMT trend in reversal painting the candle colors, specifically the trend flow category within that indicator. And then I've got the XXX indicator painting these MA crossover dots and the MACD crossover arrows. And then instead of having the MA wave print the candle colors, I've got it printing the background instead. So I can see the state of the MA wave from the XXX indicator via the background colors. And then I can look for precise entries using the trend flow candles, all based on the Williams oscillator. So when I change the input series, it's applying these moving averages to the Williams oscillator. It's applying the MACD to the Williams oscillator. It's applying the trend flow logic to the Williams oscillator. So you get very different results depending on what you use as your input series. I've also got the MMT Ultimate Delta on this chart, and I've only got it printing the Delta Diamonds, just the level 2 and the level 3. So when the background is green, most of the time I'm going to be looking for reasons to get long. See up here, the background changes to neutral. We get the MACD cross. The Williams candles start turning red. Start getting some delta coming in. We get a hang up at the 20, but once we break below the 20, everything's red. We got a bunch of delta coming in. We get a nice push lower. We're getting some conflicting signals right here. Got some green candles, but some strong delta. So I'm not looking to try and get into a trade when there's a bunch of mixed signals going on. Here we get the background turning neutral again. We get a MACD cross to the upside. Not super interested until we get the XXX background changing. We get some delta coming in. We get a close above the 20. Then we have a nice pop up about 40 points, 1 minute. Candles start turning red, being cautious. We're getting held up at the 20. The background turns red. We got a red candle, but we still have not closed below the 20. In fact, we wicked pretty big right off of the 20 SMA. If anything, that's bullish, unless we were to break below the low of this candle. We did not break lower. Staying above the 20, we get another triple moving average crossover dot. The background's green again. Start getting these delta diamonds, make a little push higher. So on the trend and reversal indicator, I've got everything disabled except for the trend flow. I've got the candle outline and the color bars enabled. I've got my input series as the Williams with the default settings. For the trend flow, I've got a strength of 1. The directional filter is off. If I change this to a strength of 2, I get a bunch of neutral candles. So I could come up with a system for this settings and only take a green candle when the background is green, and only take the first candle after the background change. So if we've been red for a while, and then we go green, I can take the first green candle, and that's it. Here we go neutral, we turn red. I can take the first time we get a red candle with a red background. Here we go neutral. Here's the first time we get a background change. We also have a green candle, can get in there. Background change, but no colored candles. Another background change. Here's the first green candle. There's a trade. Here's a red candle, but the background is not red. So lots of different ways you could play around with these settings and come up with your own strategies, your own systems, something that makes you really feel like you have an edge. Got to do your own back testing, see what's going to work best for the instruments and the time frame that you trade, your own personal style of trading. Personal experience and time in the markets is the absolute best teacher, in my humble opinion. I'm going to leave that with a setting of 1. And then for the XXX indicator, same thing. For my input series, I've got the Williams, the default settings. I've got my MACD crossover arrows activated. I've got the sphinctrometer disabled. I've got all the same standard default moving averages. Got the signal dots activated. And then for the MA wave, I've got the color bar and the candle outlines deactivated. Instead, I've got the color background turned on. So this background is reading the condition of the MA wave in single moving average confirmation mode. For the ultimate delta, my level 2 is 200, my level 3 is 300. I've just got the delta diamonds on for level 2 and level 3. And those delta settings are particular to the NQ 1 minute chart. I would absolutely change those if I was trading a different instrument or even a different time frame on the NQ. So I hope you got some good ideas of fun things to play around with. I always recommend taking a deep dive into the indicators, all the different settings, all the different possible combinations, changing up the input series, doing your own back testing. I've come up with the ways that I trade based on my own personal experience and time in the markets. So just because it's easier for me to see and easier for me to trade with, that's probably not just going to instantly transfer over. In fact, it's highly unlikely. None of my indicators are meant to be plug and play. I'm using them as tools to give me a lot of different options to visualize different strategies that I have in mind, different things that I want to see on my charts. There's links to all the indicators in the description if you're interested in learning more. There's a lot of good sales going on at all the prop firms that I trade with. If you're interested in helping to support the work that I do on this channel, you can use code MonkeyMan at Apex for 80% off. Take Profit Trader has a 40% off sale with no fees if you get the funded account. Code MonkeyMan there as well. Tradeify has 35 to 45% off their accounts depending on which account type that you get. Code MonkeyMan at Tradeify. And Bulenox has 90% off right now. You can use code MMT to get the 90% off. There's also YouTube playlists on this channel about all the different indicators that I have created to trade with personally on a daily basis. I have made them available to the public if anyone else is interested. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. Best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.